To Maya's surprise, Bear pulled out a chair and sat down beside them instead of towering over them. Soon he was asking the boy simple questions about cartoons and school. Little by little, the child relaxed enough to answer. Then Bear looked at the mother. "You running from someone?" Her composure shattered instantly. She nodded without speaking. Before she could explain, the boy whispered, "My dad gets mad." The words hit the diner like thunder. Bear's jaw tightened. Back at the biker table, the rest of the Guardians watched silently, waiting for him. Finally, Bear stood up and returned to his men. A low conversation started between them. No laughter anymore. No jokes. Just serious faces. A few minutes later, Bear waved Maya over. "How much for their meal?" "It's free," Maya replied. Bear shook his head and dropped cash onto the table. Then the other bikers started doing the same. Bills piled up fast. 20s, 50s, hundreds. "Give this to her," Bear said. "Tell her to get a safe hotel room. One of us will stay outside in case trouble shows up." Maya carried the money to the table. The woman stared at it in disbelief before breaking into tears. And then the diner door slammed open. A tall man stepped inside, rain dripping from his coat. His eyes locked onto the woman instantly. "There you are," he sneered. "Thought you could run?" The woman went pale. Before the man could take another step, Bear and another biker moved between them like a wall. "This is family business," the man snapped. Bear crossed his arms slowly. "Not anymore." The man glanced around the diner. Every biker was standing now. He realized instantly he was outnumbered. "This isn't over," he hissed toward the woman before backing out the door. Bear watched until the man drove away. Then he knelt beside the boy. "He's not going to hurt you again," he promised. The Iron Guardians didn't stop with one meal. They drove the woman and her son to a safe shelter run by a friend of theirs. They helped them disappear from the abusive husband and start over. Years passed. Maya eventually became part owner of the diner with Sal. The Iron Guardians still came every Friday, still sat in the same booth, but now they were family. The woman, Sarah, finished nursing school and built a new life. Her son Leo grew into a confident teenager who never forgot the day strangers saved them. Every year on the anniversary of that rainy afternoon, they returned to the diner together. On Leo's 18th birthday, everyone gathered around the same window table where it had all started. Leo raised a glass and looked around the room. "You didn't just feed us that day," he said. "You gave us our lives back." The diner fell silent. Maya smiled through tears. Bear simply nodded once, uncomfortable with praise like always. Outside, rain tapped softly against the windows again, just like it had years before. And for a moment, the little diner felt warmer than any place in the world. The diner smelled like grease, bleach, and burnt coffee. For Maya, it was home. Every day from dawn until night. She moved between tables like a shadow, refilling cups and carrying plates while customers barely noticed her. She had learned long ago how to become invisible. That rainy Friday started like any other. The windows rattled under the storm outside while the noon crowd slowly faded away. In the corner booth sat the Iron Guardians, a biker club that came in every week. Big men in worn leather jackets, loud voices, heavy boots. Most customers avoided looking at them too long. Their leader was Bear, a giant of a man with a gray beard and cold, unreadable eyes. He looked intimidating enough to empty a room with a single glare, but he always paid his bill and never caused trouble. Near the window sat a woman and a little boy. Maya noticed them the moment they walked in. The woman looked exhausted, her hands shaking every time she touched her coffee cup. She kept glancing nervously toward the door as if expecting someone terrible to walk through it. The boy, maybe 7 years old, sat silently beside her with hollow eyes and pale skin. Maya approached carefully. "Ready to order?" The woman forced a smile. "Just coffee for me." "And for him." The woman hesitated. "He's not hungry." At that exact moment, the boy's stomach growled loudly. Maya looked down and saw the child staring at the pancake pictures on the menu with desperate focus. Not normal hunger. Real hunger. She crouched slightly to his level. "We make the best chocolate chip pancakes in town. I could bring you some." The woman's face tightened instantly. "No, we can't pay for it." Maya nodded and turned away, not wanting to embarrass her. But then she felt a tiny tug on her apron. The boy leaned forward and whispered so quietly she almost missed it. "I haven't eaten since Tuesday." Maya froze. It was Friday. For a second, the noise of the diner disappeared. She looked at the mother again, and saw tears running silently down her face. Not attention-seeking tears, the kind that come from complete helplessness. Across the room, Bear had been watching. Their eyes met for only a moment. He gave her a slow nod. Do something. Maya hurried into the kitchen. Sal, she called to the cook. I need the biggest breakfast platter we've got. Pancakes, eggs, bacon, sausage, hash browns. Everything. Sal raised an eyebrow. Who's paying? I am. He looked through the service window toward the woman and child. After a long pause, he shook his head. Not today. House covers it. Minutes later, Maya carried out a giant plate stacked with food and a tall glass of milk. The smell alone turned heads across the diner. The boy stared at it like it was treasure. Go ahead, Maya said softly. The child attacked the pancakes immediately, eating so fast it almost hurt to watch. His mother finally took a bite too, and some of the tension drained from her face. The entire diner had gone strangely quiet. Then Bear stood up. Every eye followed him as he crossed the room toward their table. The woman instantly stiffened in fear, pulling her son closer. Bear ignored everyone except the child. You like those pancakes, son? He asked gently. The boy nodded.